Yo, welcome to the Now We're Talking Podcast, episode 5. This is a special episode. This is the first episode that the original crew has been back together.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
In years.
And I'm mad about it.
And I'm pissed.
I'm furious.
I'm livid.
And the world's gonna know I'm mad.
This guy sucks.
Which one
Not
of us,
these
Matt? All of
guys,
us?
yeah.
Anyone in particular, Matt, or just all of us?
Every one of you.
Everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Sharing the hate.
Excellent.
Matt's not spreading the love. He's spreading the hate. That's what he's
Never.
about.
Talk about that.
Matt,
Why
how's your
not?
heart?
I don't want to talk about it.
But let's.
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, Chris and Dan already know that I hate them.
Thanks.
And just that
Yeah.
that Jake was like crazy enough to just do this podcast shows me what kind of person he is. So I don't like him anymore either. I think he's a bad guy.
Fair enough, dude.
I'm a bad guy for doing the podcast.
You're a bad guy for agreeing to this garbage.
You're actually right.
So, how's your heart, Jake?
My heart's pretty
Yeah,
good.
let's talk about that.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
let's go into-
I did cardio the other day. I feel like that was good for my heart.
Yeah.
That's where that story ends.
Good one,
I
Chris.
was like
Thank you.
doing an exercise. I was just doing dumbbell RDL. And legitimately
RDL?
RDL.
Dumbbell?
What does that stand for? Regular dudes laugh.
It stands for rad dudes living it up. Which is, guys, that's what we are.
That is
That's true.
right there.
Nice segue.
On that note, so Jake, since you were on one of the previously recorded episodes, but did
Yes,
we
I
ever
was.
kind of like give an introduction?
To me?
Yeah, to
I
you.
guess not. No, my name's Jake. I'm friends with you guys now for almost 10 years, almost a decade.
Here I thought we were enemies.
No, just me and Matt. Matt and I
Yes.
used to be friends, and then we lived together in college, and now
Yeah.
we hate each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt and
Makes
I,
sense.
this is a little known fact. Matt and I actually can't be in the same room together.
Well, it's
Not
because
anymore.
it's because
It'll come to
Matt
blows.
it's because Matt used to always ask you for a Dorito.
It's
I just
true.
wanted one single Dorito.
It's true.
Cut that out.
It
Cut
drove
that
me
out.
absolutely wild.
Yeah, well,
let's edit that
we'll
out.
Well, yeah.
So Jake, I have to ask: does your shirt
Yes, please
say?
ask away. Ask me questions.
Does your shirt say ritual?
Ritual.
It says ritual.
So is that some sort of like
Ritual.
Are you getting into like witchcraft or like summoning?
Yeah,
summoning.
I'm getting
Jutsus.
esoteric. I'm getting into the esoteric.
Okay.
Um,
So what's my star sign, dude? Can you
Into
predict that,
what?
or,
your
like-
star
What was
sign?
it?
Yeah, like am I a Libra? Am I total like Aquarius rising? Or
I'm thinking, Dan, if I had to like block your star sign,
yeah,
I think that I would say that you are a Capricorn.
Dude, he totally is.
I think Dan's a Capricorn.
you know I've been told that before, man.
Aquarius?
I've been told that. Yeah, it's
I
just
really
making
think
sense,
he's
you
a
know.
Capricorn.
I really can
No,
see it.
I think
Matt,
that's
on the
true.
other hand, Matt is clearly Cancer.
Oh,
Ooh.
There you go.
you know, I know a lot of Capricorniuses that went to kindergarten when they were 4 years old. That's
I think
pretty good.
that's like a common theme, you know.
that
between-
makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
now that I think about it.
Wait, Jake, which day was your birthday again?
It's in February. I don't know that I want to say.
Yeah, Jake,
Isn't it
come on, just
I'm just like looking up like
well, actually, all you guys have
'Cause
February birthdays here, except for me, I
Matt
think.
Matt and I are both Pisces.
Yes.
No, I am legitimately an Aquarius. If I'm answering,
He is the
serious.
first half of February.
Right.
I am the first half of February. That you can narrow it down from there.
I don't want to
you-
say the actual birth date, but is it 2 days? Was it 2 days before Valentine's Day? Or did I get
It's
that
a
wrong?
few days. It's a few more days removed from it. We'll say that. A few more days than that.
Okay.
Could be in either direction. We don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows how to do math that listens to this. So what? How many days?
Yeah, we're safe. Don't
How
worry,
many
Jake.
days
You're
we
good.
talking here?
It's really just like a self burn because we're probably the only people who ever listen to these.
Oh, come on, Chris.
No. Legitimately, who do you think the most random person, if you had to genuinely think, and we don't have to keep this in because
We're gonna definitely have to cut this out.
Keep it in. No. Come on, keep it in.
We
keep
might
it
have
in.
to cut this out. But who do you think is the craziest person who has listened to this podcast? No, the most random. Let's not say crazy. Who's the most random person who has listened to an episode of Now We're Talking Now?
Cut this out. Cut this out.
Yeah, we got to cut this out.
Well,
So I would like to make the formal announcement that per Spotify, we have 69 plays.
No way. Can we get that framed?
You can't see it, but I swear to you, it's 69.
I love
perfect, man.
That's awesome.
that. We got to keep
Frame
this
it.
out.
Didn't somebody
Make a plaque for us.
Didn't somebody frame a tweet or something that somebody did?
I used to
Chris, was
have a frame. I used to have a frame picture of Chris's tweet.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember
Yeah.
what that tweet was.
Yeah,
but
what tweet
What
was
was
it?
the tweet even? What was that?
It wasn't even that funny,
I
I
don't
don't
even know.
think.
Didn't it have to do with like Liberty football or something?
I legitimately don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
Dude,
I don't
speaking
know.
of Liberty
man.
football, not actually about Liberty football. You remember when Liberty's Barstool account stole one of my tweets?
Yes, because I listened to our first podcast episode.
Oh, our first
That
podcast
was
talking
awesome.
about.
Oh my god,
That's right.
That's crazy.
We talked about it, baby.
Gosh, we're so
Why?
stupid.
We're dumb.
Bringing it back.
I'm
We
not
only had
kidding.
like 5 conversation topics total between us, and that was one of them. It's like, every year we just bring up the same topics.
Here's the real question: will we bring it up on another episode? I probably will.
I
It
hope.
might not be immediately, but I will probably bring it up again.
Let's
I
put
sure
some money
hope
on it.
I
Right
mean,
now.
I could leave this in.
I think we should leave this in. We haven't said
Just leave it in,
anything
Chris.
incriminating so far.
That's true.
Not yet.
Dan killed the guy.
Well,
I didn't
saw
talk
that.
about it though. I didn't talk
Dan
about it.
killed the guy. You should probably lay low for a while.
but yeah, 69 plays. Sorry, back to that. We were talking about who's the most random person who's listened to this. There
Dave
have
Johnson's
been,
definitely listened to this, right?
yeah, the originals.
Yeah.
There has been,
I love him.
a solid amount of plays, though. Like,
All from you, Chris. Over and over and
No.
over again while you're at work, just on loop, just
wrong.
artificially inflating the
No,
numbers.
the
aren't you?
first, the first like 2 that we did recently, they both got over 20,
Wow.
which is kind of surprising.
Wait, like the first 2
Yeah,
episodes? you mean?
Watching that.
Yeah, like the first 2 we
Okay.
did like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, nice.
So somehow people from my Instagram, I guess some people watched it. But what's really awkward is that I feel like nobody had any feedback for me.
You know what they say?
I
No
don't know what
news is
that
good
means.
news.
No
Am I right?
feedback is the best feedback.
No news
Yeah,
is good
right.
news.
Right.
Or they're like,
Um,
man, this is not.
This
these guys are
is
just
really
didn't have the heart to tell you.
embarrassing.
Now
They
these
kept
guys
saying,
are just
"Who's
talking."
this Barry guy.
They said, "Where's Barry? Bring him back."
Where's Barry at?
You gotta bring back Barry.
Matt, what the heck is that?
I thought that was a tin of Zins, dude.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I want to clear my name just for a second here. I'm not going to say
Uh-oh.
who it was in the past podcast, but I was listening back. I think it was episode 3 when we were talking about a certain somebody from this group hitting that jewel pod all the time. And I was listening back and I'm like, it definitely sounds like it was me. I'm like, I feel like I didn't defend myself enough. I'm just like, yeah, that was me. I feel like if you didn't know me, it sounds like it was me. I'm like, it's not me. So I just want to clear the record
yeah,
in case anybody's wondering. I'm not going to
because-
say who it was.
Yeah,
But it
Matt,
wasn't me,
Matt
all
kept
right? It
it
wasn't
just
me.
vague enough that it was kind of
Yeah,
hard to
just
tell.
vague enough.
Yeah,
Jewel
I
I
kept it
stole.
vague enough, and now you just did process of elimination, and now it's so obvious. That
So it's obvious it was Chris. It was Chris. So
Oh,
Well,
Chris
I
is the
did
one who hit
steal
it.
I don't know. I think Dan sounds pretty deflective. I think it really was Dan.
Right.
I mean, this could be part of my strategy to,
Yeah.
it wasn't me, guys. I just want to clear my name on
I
record.
think Dan's being a triple agent.
It could be.
Right.
Might be on to me, Jake.
Quadruple agent?
Whoa,
Whoa.
no way.
Mhm.
No way.
Quadruple, 4 years old, kindergarten. It's
Matt,
all lining up.
you just cannot get the Pat. Get past
It all lines up.
me going to
Back
kindergarten when I
down
was
to
4 years old.
The numbers are going crazy for Matt right now.
Mhm.
My cat is going wild right now. My cat is yelling at me. You guys hear that?
He wants on.
I
He
do
wants on
not.
the podcast.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
We want
It's
pickle
wild.
chips on the podcast.
Come here, dude.
Pickle chips cam. Come on, let's get a cat cam, Chris. Where's Olive?
Yeah,
Cat cam. Oh,
Let's go.
Hello,
There he
Pickle
is.
Chips. Are you ready to keep me awake the entire weekend this weekend?
that was because I stole his room, so I'll make sure
He
not to do
stole
that.
his room, and then
No,
he was
actually,
like,
if you-
"I'm
if you guys
sleeping
stay-
where Matt is where Matt's sleeping."
Best
If
buds.
you guys stay in the bedroom, it won't bother you.
Dan
You
is
guys stay
just
downstairs, man.
a menace to
Yeah.
society.
I steal cats' bedrooms. And, there's no end.
Hit that jewel.
Dan was like,
Hit that
I
drawer.
get this bed, and I don't want the cat in here, so Matt's gonna get the couch and deal with the cat. That's what Dan said.
That is exactly what I said. That is
Okay,
exact-
but it
verbatim.
was like so scary having a cat walk on your air mattress in the middle of the night. It's like, oh my gosh, is he gonna accidentally like deflate this thing? And then I'm just sleeping on the floor.
as he should.
Yeah. Let's dive into the hot topics that have been cooked up
Hey,
for
yo.
today's cooking show. The first one is actually cooking related to a degree. I don't know if you guys saw this. I assume that you did, since this was one of the topics I sent you beforehand, though.
Yeah, we didn't read that.
Chick-fil-A, I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Chick-fil-A has announced they're coming out with a streaming service
Boo.
similar to Netflix, Hulu.
Yeah, and it's
Absolutely
definitely gonna work.
crazy.
It's definitely gonna work.
It is.
definitely-
It probably is.
Oh, hold on. Are you guys, I don't know if you guys are being sarcastic about this, because if you really want my opinion, I'm about to give
He's
to you.
got
So,
it.
It's,
Dan,
If you want to know my real thoughts,
dude, it's so dumb,
I
but
wanna
like
know what
it
Dan's
probably is gonna do okay. It's probably gonna be like a Lifetime, or not Lifetime, like a Hallmark spoof.
Oh,
That's what I
was thinking, like,
okay, yeah,
Chick-fil-A
I could,
has to
yeah,
do-
that makes more sense.
like family friendly. I'm sure that's probably their angle, like family friendly stuff for the whole family, wholesome shows.
Yeah.
You're not
So,
hearing any curse
I can see
words.
this. I can see this either going really well or really bad. So
It's-
here's kind of my reasoning. If you want me to get into it, but if you guys have other thoughts, feel free to just let loose here. But
I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think that like it's definitely it's going to be like just wholesome content that like it's like near Christian but not Christian. 'Cause it's,
Christian
that's,
adjacent.
that's pretty much Chick-fil-A's like whole thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, basically
Right.
Christian chicken.
Christian chicken is going to be
Holy water in the lemonade. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
It is, well,
Close
you
enough.
are eating baptized chicken, by the way. I think that's confirmed.
Amen.
Before we eat those chickens, they are baptized.
That seems a little
Amen.
I
savage.
would know. He used to work there.
Eight men, eight men, baby. There are 8 men back in that kitchen.
It's probably more than that in some of them.
I did used to work there, so technically,
You're kind of an expert.
I've got kind of.
Yes.
You kind of
You could hire me back.
They could hire you
They're-
back.
Matt actually had to become an ordained minister to work at Chick-fil-A to baptize the chickens.
Yeah, but that only took me about 20 minutes to get. You just take a
Right.
little-
It's like an online course. Yeah. So if anybody needs to get married, Matt actually can do that for you guys.
Yeah, or if anybody's chickens need to be baptized, I got 8 men who can do it for them. So.
Right. Also, you do sprinklings too, right?
Yes, I do
With
sprinklings
the baby chicks.
of yinglings.
Yeah. Do you dedicate the eggs? Or...
I just figure though that this thing is going to end up on like Roku is like free.
Oh yeah,
You think
it's
yeah,
gonna be
it's
free? All
free.
right.
No one's
Yeah.
gonna pay for that. No one's paying
Yeah,
for.
who-
At least
who's-
at first.
Who's gonna buy the Chick-fil-A
But then-
streaming service? Like who's the
You
I-
might be surprised. I feel like there might be some people
Yeah,
who
I
would.
just have to
Yeah,
wonder, like,
do it.
I
But
do
not
know
that
that
many.
people are interested, but like who? Because people are already paying like so much for streaming services already. Who's gonna
right.
pay
Well, that's
extra
okay.
for like
So
the Chick-fil-A streaming service?
Wait,
I
I've
agree
got
with
it.
you, Jake.
What if? So you don't pay a subscription service. This is genius.
Sure.
You have to go to the restaurant, and when you get your receipt from the restaurant, it gives you a code for like a month.
that's a good idea.
So they just keep you coming
I like
back.
So you just have to keep going every month.
Right.
Chris, I'm not gonna lie. That's
That's-
actually a really good idea, Chris.
That's
Like
a good,
legitimate.
yeah, that's a good
That's actually a
idea.
really good idea.
I mean,
Let's
should-
go.
because it's like what? It can't be more than $10 a month, and you're spending probably $10 at
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And their margins have to be
Yeah,
insane, dude. It can't
Oh, yeah.
it can't cost that much to make a chicken. I don't know. I guess they do have to pay for a
Well, they're
minister at
they're
every
baptized,
restaurant,
yeah.
but
First of all, I know exactly how much it costs, but I swore an oath not to ever tell anybody. I also know how it's made, and it's actually pretty complex. So
shocking.
Can you give us
Matt
like a little
signed an
hint?
NDA, he can't talk about it.
I signed an NDA about
So, you-
5 years ago.
so when does that end? Does the contract end at some
It's a
point?
5-year contract, so I don't.
Uh,
Oh,
Oh,
wait, we could talk
Okay.
about it. Yeah, yeah. I'm faithful though.
I
I might want to get.
like-
I was gonna say I want to get rehired back now that the streaming service is coming, so I kind of don't want to.
right.
Don't want to spill the beans.
I guess.
Employees probably get free access to the service, so that makes sense.
You would
yeah.
hope. You would hope.
That's what Matt's going
You never know, though.
I wonder if they're like going to produce any of the content, or if it's just like they're going to purchase it, like the licensing from someone. It's hard to imagine Chick-fil-A like suddenly being like, okay, folks, let's get together a production team. Notoriously one of the cheapest industries to just jump into, and said, let's make movies now. We're Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
Like,
but like, is this
cares?
the beginning of like Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
turning into like Disney? Like, are we gonna have a Chick-fil-A theme park in a few years or something?
Alex, I'd go. I'd probably go.
I think a
I'd go to
Chick-fil-A
it,
theme
yeah.
park is a better idea than the streaming service, to be honest with you.
I'd go to a
I-
cookout theme
Yeah,
park.
So, do you
I'd
want
go
my
to-
That- I
Danny
would too.
Downer? Do you want my
I'd go to
Danny
a
Downer
cookout theme
take on
park
Chick-fil-A
right
here?
now.
Danny Downer take. Yeah, go ahead.
Because
To give me Danny
I
Downer.
let me give you my
Wait,
pure,
on
unfiltered
Chick-fil-A
thoughts
or
here.
the service?
Or
more
cookout.
more the streaming service. But the
Okay.
problem is, if they mess up the streaming service, it could be Chick-fil-A in general. Because I agree with pretty much everything that what you guys said so far. Because to me, I fail to see how this could be a good financial decision. Because the thing for me is, not only is media hard to produce, but it is one of the most, in our cultural moment here, not to get political, it can be one of the most divisive things that you could possibly do. Because when you think about who are the people that are going to be, buying into the streaming service, it's probably going to be the diehard Chick-fil-A fans. Like average Chick-fil-A fans would not be purchasing the subscription. It would only be the people that love Chick-fil-A. And who is the archetypical customer that loves Chick-fil-A? Again, I'm just reporting the data here based on what I see, probably very conservative, probably very Christian. And if you make a media program that does anything outside of that particular worldview, you will get flamed extremely hard and people will not like your brand at all anymore. So the thing is, you could have 99% success rate on all the shows. The moment you do something wrong, again, I'm just going to exaggerate. Please do not take this literally. I'm just exaggerating. Okay, so look, I have a stuffed animal duck here. Let's say there's a nice little program here. And on the farm, with the cows and the chickens, there's like a duck who, again, Chris, if you want to cut this out, you can.
Of
cut this
course.
out. But imagine
There's a duck.
Imagine there's a duck, and he has like
He's
a
got
Spanish
props
accent.
ready today. Just
No,
right
he's
next
got
to
props,
him.
folks.
You didn't
This-
have to
this
like
is when-
reach to the side. It's just like, I have this duck.
No. This is when I was playing Duck Detective on my
I
stream.
like that Dan was prepared.
Nice.
No, I didn't.
No,
prepare
that makes
this.
sense. That makes sense.
No.
Chris,
I-
you
No,
saw my
you
stream.
prepared
I'm
that.
following Dan.
You prepared that.
Don't listen to them. I'm following you. I want
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I want
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
continue.
Anyway, back on track.
Let
back
him
on track.
finish. Let him
So-
finish.
So let's say this duck just so happens to have a Spanish accent or something. He's like, "Hello, what?" And then all of a sudden, let's say people are like, "Oh my gosh, they're advocating for illegal immigration." See, look, they're advocating for illegal immigration, and then all the people no longer like the show. And then they get all mad at Chick-fil-A. So what I'm saying is, obviously, this is an exaggerated example, but if you do one little thing wrong to offend your customer base on either side of the aisle, but I'm just saying with this particular customer base, they will unsubscribe from your service. They will tell other people to boycott you. And the problem is Chick-fil-A is already a boycotted brand because people on the more left side of the political spectrum think they're bigoted and hateful. So they already boycott the brand. Your only faithful customer base is the people mostly on the conservative side. So again, because media is very divisive, if you do something, you just think, oh, we can make family-friendly programs. But you have to be very careful about that because the moment you step outside of that little thing and do the littlest thing to offend somebody, your most faithful and most profitable customer base most faithful and profitable customer base will now leave not only your streaming service, but won't give you business. So to me, it's like, I would rate this, just in my viewpoint here, as moderate reward, but very high risk. Because again, you can have a perfect track record through all your shows. If you mess up once, you lose that customer base. And I don't think it's worth it.
Can I just say something? I don't think people care about the whole political views stuff. I think there's a few people, there's a loud minority. Chick-fil-A, like, that place always has a line around the building. Anytime I ever go there, it is insane how popular that place is. I know there are people who hate it just because of like their historical religious beliefs and stuff like that. But that place, I mean, I think you could screw up those, like, the streaming service and people wouldn't care. They like it too much. They would just keep going.
It's possible.
I don't know.
I was just thinking, who are the people that are like the most profitable customers? And I think the most profitable customers are the people that like love the brand, not just the food. They're like all about Chick-fil-A as a brand.
Yeah.
And I feel like those would be the people who would be your most profitable customers, and therefore would be the people that would be most likely to purchase the streaming service. So if you lose your most profitable customers, sure, you'll still have lines around the door, but you won't have your most profitable customer base anymore, potentially.
I feel like, though, part of the problem is like why it's probably wouldn't matter is like it's going to be like such a small scale thing that like nobody's going to care. Like, you could release this super controversial thing and people probably just wouldn't even hear about it, you know? Because it's like,
I also think some of the demographic you're talking about, like potentially being turned off by like that kind of content, I think it's safe to assume, given like Chick-fil-A's ties and like it's like what people know Chick-fil-A to be, I think it's safe to assume that if like this was like, if Chick-fil-A was producing this content, it's probably safe to say that like the people producing it also kind of adhere to that worldview and probably wouldn't like try to do something to like push the envelope, if that makes any sense at all. Because like they know what audience they're making like their content for, I would think.
People who like chicken.
Agree. Yeah, okay. I agree.
Chicken. They just they want to sell chicken.
I just think it's very hard to create neutral media in today's day and age. And I just think
I don't think it'll be neutral.
No, yeah, I don't think
not at all.
It'll be neutral.
Yeah, that's a good
I think
point.
Chick-fil-A is going to be very anti-chicken and very pro-cow. And I think that ultimately that's intrinsic to Chick-fil-A's values.
Right.
And so you're going to see a very anti-chicken message throughout its content. And I just that's what
it is what it is.
So,
it is what it is.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm just saying, Chick-fil-A, be careful. That's all I'm saying. I hope
watch your back,
weighed
Chick-fil-A.
The pros and cons, because I'm just saying, in the line of work I've been doing right now, it's very surprising to me how many people that are, CEOs whose answers to questions are often, well, I didn't think about that. It's like, that's literally your job to think about that stuff. And you'd be surprised how many people in high-level
those people don't
positions
think about anything.
do not to the degree you would expect. Let's put it that way. And in my opinion, again, this is just one of my stupid Danny Boy analogies, but I feel like, you can kind of see this, especially in media. We were just talking about the Lord of the Rings show, the Star Wars show. A lot of times people create things that don't always land with their target audience. And I've just found it's almost like if you're building a house, people think about all the cool features that the house can have without practically thinking about, the structural issues that might come in place with this house. So then you're constantly having to hire people to fix the house. And then let's say the plumber causes one problem, even though he fixed one problem. So then you have to hire another person. But if you just would have thought about the structure of the house to begin with, you wouldn't have all these issues down the line. And I just think a lot of people don't think about the potential negative consequences. They just get attached to a cool idea and they do it anyway. It's like, oh, we want this house to have a cool basement. So they construct the cool basement, but it's built on a faulty foundation, and then the whole house starts collapsing. It's like, well, I didn't expect this. Well, I know, because all you thought about was the cool idea and not about the practicality behind it. So I just think I'm a little iffy on this, because I hope the CEO or whoever is in charge of Chick-fil-A has thought about the potential downsides. Because this is what I'm saying is like, I would hate to see such an amazing fast food brand just get attached to this cool idea that's cool, but if you mess it up, it could potentially be kind of bad. So I'm just saying,
can I just
really
say a Chick-fil-A streaming service is not a cool idea? I don't think it is. I think it is a ludicrous idea. Like, it is insanity that they're like, oh, we're going to pivot from a brick and mortar fast food chain, and we're going to start making TV shows and movies on a streaming service. We're going to compete with Netflix and Hulu and Peacock. That is not, I don't know. I don't think that's a cool idea.
Well, then there
Personally,
you're being even harsher than me. I was saying it's a cool idea. Just be careful. You're like,
it's like a shocking idea. Like, really, you guys are going to try that? That just is this like to write off taxes? Like, you want to lose money to write off taxes?
It could
like
be.
seriously though.
No, I think the only reason I'm not completely against it is because I believe Chick-fil-A is a high quality brand and they have smart people that have done a very good job making things very successful. So if they can pull it off, kudos to them. But I'm saying if you're just saying this is a cool idea without thinking about it, just be careful. But I have hope in Chick-fil-A that maybe they know what they're doing. I'm just saying.
They make good
hopefully.
commercials.
What was that?
They make good commercials.
They do. They
It's
do.
true.
So
They
maybe
make good
Chick-fil-A.
animated commercials.
Dude,
They do.
And
I
they
thought you
make
said
good
anime
chicken.
for a second there. Chick-fil-A anime.
Whoa, you think they'll have an anime on there?
So this is a good segue into what my idea was to talk about. I want us to pitch our best show ideas for the Chick-fil-A streaming service.
Oh.
If you guys want, I can go first. I have a few.
A few. Dude, Chris has been
yes.
thinking long and hard about this. He's like, I need to save the streaming service.
A whole 20 minutes before we started this thing. Yeah, I started thinking about it. Tiffany also had an idea, so I'll tell you guys her idea. So there's so much meme potential here. Like, you could make some good stuff. Like, that would just be so funny. So my first idea was they're all like reality TV show based ideas. I think Jake, we've talked about this before. So I watched this show with my wife called Vanderpump Rules.
My wife.
It's like a Bravo show where they just like follow this
Really
like restaurant. Yeah, no, it's really crappy. And it's just like
Terrible.
it's just like you're just watching drama. Like, people fight with each other. And so my idea was you have a show called Chick-fil-A Rules. And it's just like kind of like the Real Bros of Simi Valley, how that's like a spoof of the Real Housewives. So just do that in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's like you've got like all these teenagers and you just see them like arguing with each other over like stupid things that would just like happen in a Chick-fil-A.
What would happen in Chick-fil-A?
We could have Matt play the manager.
Like, oh, I've served 5 people their food today and you've only served 2, you know, like, and people just start screaming at each other.
I heard her. She did not say
My pleasure.
She did not say my pleasure.
Yeah.
That one, but she did not say my pleasure.
Sounds about right. I mean, that's probably what goes
Yeah.
down. Matt, can you vouch for that? Was that the dialogue that happened in there? Or what?
No, I have no idea.
He was just baptizing the chickens. He wasn't
All I
saying
do.
my pleasure to anybody.
I was just looking up what's going to be on that streaming service, and
Was there already like a lineup for shows?
there's not much of anything really, except for someone who made 13 Reasons Why and like directed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think I saw
Okay.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Is going to
What?
make
What?
a show.
I thought this was supposed to be family friendly.
So it's a legit, like, I guess director, but
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What-
interesting.
What? Maybe we're misunderstanding it. Like the entity that controls Chick-fil-A. What if it's just legitimately like the company that owns Chick-fil-A makes a streaming service with zero ties to like.
But like
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is
It
like a
could be like-
private
That'd be
company.
insane.
Chick-fil-A is
So
like
is
a
it like-
private company. I don't think anybody owns Chick-fil-A.
I guess.
Is it
that's
like a
true.
company having like a stadium name for like a football team or baseball team? Like it's just, whatever company park or whatever. And it's not really like, it's just a name attached to it for advertising. I don't know. Is that what it is? Or like,
Welcome to
I don't know.
Chick-fil-A's Hulu.
oh. So am I gonna have
That's
to get a
wild, though.
Chick-fil-A app
That's
on my
crazy
TV?
cool.
13 Reasons Why Chick-fil-A. Collab you never thought you needed.
Ooh.
But I kind of like the idea of when it said amen, but it's 8 men and it follows the story of 8 men. I mean, I don't know what they could do. They could like
Just 8 men. I mean,
it's just 8 men, you know.
just
That's
8 men
like it.
eating Chick-fil-A.
The first season is them like starting the Chick-fil-A. Like they go to like set it up.
So
right?
are we saying all these shows are
No.
Chick-fil-A related?
They don't have to be. My ideas are all Chick-fil-A related.
It's funnier that the show on the Chick-fil-A streaming service called 8 Men that involves
Completely
a lot of
unrelated.
8 random men.
All right, and what do they do? I don't know. They're
know.
8
They hang
men.
out, they just chill.
There's a lot to do with 8 men. Like you can do a lot. with
It's
8 men.
true.
We focus on a different dude every episode.
Yeah, yeah.
And
An 8
plots that carry over from another guy to another guy.
an 8 episode miniseries called 8 Men, and then at the end, all of their stories link together. Or maybe it's like a main story, but then each episode is from the point of view of a different man.
Right.
Pretty
Mm.
good. That's got legs.
Yeah, and I have to
Oh,
say,
we
no
got
matter what the shows
just-
are about, I guarantee you there's going to be Chick-fil-A product placements in like every single episode.
Oh,
Sure.
Like they're just going to be sitting around the dinner table eating Chick-fil-A or something.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be
Yeah.
chicken. There's gonna be chicken.
There's
there's gonna be 8
Actually,
men.
you guys are making me hungry for. We keep talking about Chick-fil-A. I'm
I'm
sorry.
probably going to go to
I'm so
Chick-fil-A
hungry.
tomorrow. I'm probably going to do that.
What if Chick-fil-A like sends us a cease and desist? They're like, please stop talking about Chick-fil-A.
Guys, you're ruining this for us.
Please
all
stop.
69 of our listeners. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Appreciate all of you.
we're just normal men.
Amen.
So another
Good.
idea I had. Have you guys seen The Mole on
The
Netflix?
mole?
No, I've heard of it. I never watched.
Yeah, it's like basically so there's like 10 or 12 people or something like that, and they do like challenges, and you're trying to like earn money, but you have one person working against all the other people, and so you're trying to like eliminate whoever the mole is.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've heard of this.
So my idea was, you have one McDonald's employee working in the Chick-fil-A, and he's just sabotaging things, but also trying to like frame other people. So it's like you're trying to figure out who the McDonald's employee
it's like-
is.
I like that.
Who's the McDonald's infiltrator?
It's like, oh,
It's like-
did you hear Matt? He didn't say not my pleasure earlier.
Did you? It's like a clip of them going like somebody ordering like a milkshake, and then like a guy's like, "Oh, the machine's probably broken," and then everyone's like, "No, it's never broken," and he's just
What?
like, "Oh, yeah, no, it's working."
What was Tiffany's idea?
Tiffany's idea was, so we watched this show. It was a Gordon Ramsay show a few months ago. It's called 24 Hours to Hell and Back. There's a couple restaurants near where I live that he like went there.
Jeez.
And it was like, if you guys have not seen the show, I don't think it's one of the more famous ones. It's like he goes to these restaurants, they're like absolutely disgusting, and then within 24 hours they like completely like overhaul the menu and like fix it up and like
I actually
clean
have
and
seen
stuff.
that. I've seen that.
Yeah. So her idea was 24 hours to heaven and back. And it would just be like the Chick-fil-A president or CEO goes undercover or something like that, and is like
Goes to like the best
fixing up the
restaurants in the
bad
world.
Chick-fil-A's or something like that.
All
No,
right, I like that.
I think it would be funny if, forgive me, Chris, because this might not be too Chick-fil-A related, other than maybe the
That's
Chick-fil-A
okay.
CEO. But
Yeah.
the Chick-fil-A CEO goes to some of the best restaurants in the world and then makes them into the worst restaurants in the world.
That would be pretty good too.
But it's like at the end, they're like, "You made our restaurant so much worse. We lost all of our things." It's like, actually, I'm the Chick-fil-A president this whole time. And then they're like, what?
What?
Why did you do this? Is this to make Chick-fil-A better? What?
He just points like, you're on camera, you're on TV.
There's one. There's one.
There's one. You've been highway to heaven.
This is so stupid, but it cuts. This is so stupid, but it cuts to like a talking head. It's like, I knew that this had something to do with Chick-fil-A. All the cameramen were dressed up in cow mascot.
It zooms out and there's just like cow cameramen.
That would be amazing.
That is real. That's funny.
Like
That's
this guy filming me right now, right there. Turn around. This guy, he's in the cow
He's a
outfit.
cow.
Like, what? I love that. That's a good one.
So one thing I'm curious about, if they do, let's say, an animated show, do you think would they make the cows the villains and the chickens the heroes, or the opposite?
I feel like
Because-
the cows would definitely be the heroes, right?
Yeah,
But
they'd have
so
to.
you want, yeah, I guess that'd be true because you wouldn't want to eat the hero.
There
right?
wouldn't be any
Like-
chicken. There wouldn't be any live chickens in any of their shows.
No.
They've killed them
Just
all.
all
Then,
dead
'cause then,
chicken.
then you're
Or-
humanizing their product.
If
Yeah, that's,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
do you think Chick-fil-A will be able to pull off actual animal cruelty if they kill the chickens on camera,
What?
but swear that they, after they kill the chickens on camera, they have to cook them for somebody else because they're gonna die anyway.
Wait.
What?
I'm not sure I followed that idea.
What? Why are we killing
how
chickens?
it's like, sometimes
Here.
a bunch of animals are dying in these shows, but they always say like no animals were harmed. Can Chick-fil-A get away with actually harming these chickens if they promise to use it as food later?
No,
It probably.
They could be sitting on an absolute gold mine.
They could kill live animals on TV.
Oh my god.
That's that controversial stuff that Dan was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
That's gonna lose
that's the
some of
real
the
money maker
audience.
right there.
Yeah.
God. That was
Uh,
what a thing to
well,
say.
well,
Matt's like, so you think Chick-fil-A could just like torture the chickens on their streaming service and it would be okay?
No.
Or yeah, that's what I thought he's.
That seemed like a chicken. Welcome to Chicken Slayer.
You think
Whoa.
they're gonna make like a video game
show
like
of
that?
killing chickens. What?
Chicken Simulator?
Like Doom.
Chickens.
Chicken
That'd
Simulator.
be crazy. That seems like
What if
something
they start
PETA would
getting into
release.
the video game VR department?
That's the next step, dude. That's the
Yeah,
next step.
Dude,
Video game.
I think I could
Wait.
play hours of
Speaking
Chick-fil-A.
of Chick-fil-A video games, do you guys remember when Burger King made video games?
Oh,
Yes,
Sneak
Sneak
King.
King.
I remember.
King.
Yeah, dude.
I had
It's
it.
legendary. You had it?
didn't have it.
Oh,
I
dude.
didn't
I
have an
remember-
Xbox. I would go to
This
I'd
is
go to
fun.
Burger King and be like, man, wish that could be me.
Yeah, I
We
remember
would
one of
go
my
to,
brother's friends had that, and I was so jealous. Like, dude, I can't believe he got Sneak King.
We would go to the mall all the time when we were like in middle school, and I always didn't have a lot of money, so I would see the games at GameStop that were 99 cents, and it was Sneak King, and I was like, I gotta get it. It's a full game. It's 99 cents, and it was terrible.
That's what I heard. What was the point of the game? You were literally just trying to not.
I think
You
it
were
was just like
sneaking
a party
around.
game, right?
I thought you were like, what I played is I was sneaking around and you couldn't get detected, and you had to sneak hamburgers to people. Like, as
So were
like,
you breaking the
around
law? Were you like outrunning the cops or something?
You were like outrunning someone who's like, because whenever they saw you, they'd be like, "What?" Yeah, I don't know. And then it's like, I don't know, if I'd take a burger, I wouldn't be pissed off at that. I don't know.
If you were hanging around like a park, let's just say you're walking from your
I
car.
normally do.
Matt, you hang out in parks all the time.
Mhm.
Let's just say you're hanging out, doing something, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of your eye, you see the guy dressed up as the Burger King king. Hey, no, just wearing the costume, walking up to you with a hamburger. Would you just be chill with that? Would you be
Are there-
cool, or would you be like, what is going on?
Are there
Would you just
cameras?
accept that burger?
Are there cameras around?
No, it's all you see is the guy in the king costume walking towards you briskly with a burger.
When was the last time I had eaten?
Let's say you're about to go on your lunch break at work,
Yeah, I'd do it.
You do it.
I'd do it.
I
If it was
think I'd do it
Whopper,
too.
I'd do it.
Yeah, I think I legitimately I'd do it. I'd be like, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate this. I don't have to buy lunch now.
If it was like a super bad knockoff costume of the Burger King mascot, and he looks
No,
so bad, and he's like,
I think
"Hey,
it's a perfect replication. It's like just the Burger King guy.
oh, then
Matt-
yeah, I'd absolutely
yeah.
take."
Yeah,
The Burger King. Matt needs to like
the
legit
Burger
check
King
the
guy.
costume or
It's the
something.
king, the king from Sneak King.
I'm thinking it depends on how hungry I am. Even if it was a terrible version of the costume, I still
Sure.
might take the burger.
That's just basically just some random guy in tattered clothes and a Burger King print coming up to you with a
Yeah,
with a
Matt,
Whopper.
Matt would accept it.
Yeah,
I would accept that.
Matt's never gonna turn down that Whopper.
for free.
Matt wants the Whopper.
And you know what? I'd hang out with him after that.
So anybody else got any pitches?
I was trying so hard to think of a good one.
It took me a while, to be honest,
I
to
got
figure
nothing.
one out. I feel
I
like
feel
there's
so
some sort of like funny dating show that you could do.
Oh, dude, you could do a Chick-fil-A Love Island.
Right. Chick-fil-A
How would
Island.
that work?
Would it be just Love Island, but all the like games they play are just Chick-fil-A related?
Sounds kind of lame, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it. Or if the people on the show would be like, man, like I have to find who I'm gonna marry on this Chick-fil-A show.
Wait, so one that Tiffany and I talked about earlier was there's this show called Joe Millionaire. Really crappy dating show. And one is like,
Mhm.
oh, this one guy's a millionaire and this other guy is like not a millionaire. He doesn't have a lot of money.
Of course.
So they're like the people are like dating both the guys. So you could do that with Chick-fil-A, and one of the guys is like working the register and the other guy is like the general manager.
Ooh.
That could be pretty funny.
All right. You chose right. He's the general manager. And then she's like, I mean, I never like really thought it was that great. Like, but okay. Oh.
It's like, wow,
Maybe it was like-
cool.
It's like, are you the owner of like of a Chick-fil-A? Oh no, I'm just like I'm a manager part-time. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess we're dating now.
She's like walking off stage. Like, do you want my phone? Do you want my phone number? Just leave.
No.
No,
No.
this was stupid.
Just leaves. It's just like, is that all I get?
There's some gold there though.
There is some gold there.
There is.
Some
Chris,
potential
I
for
really
some
feel like-
hilarious stuff.
The more
You
you
should
dig into
email
them, the
them.
funnier they get. Honestly.
You should email them right after this, Chris, with all your ideas. The receipt idea.
Right.
Giving
I'll
you
just
that-
send them a
that
link to
you
our
have to buy.
podcast.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. That's what you should do, Chris.
Cheat
They're gonna
ideas,
steal
actually.
that. The scan the thing from the receipt though for like the
Right.
subscription.
I think
That's
what
a
they're
good
going to say is the best idea is killing chickens on their show and getting away with it.
See?
Yeah.
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 They're sitting on a gold mine.
Matt kind of put all my ideas to shame with that one.
idea. Yeah.
That's the one right there.
Gosh, I just had like such a terrible idea that's kind of like. No, I shouldn't say it. I really shouldn't.
Oh, come on, Chris. We can just.
Well,
cut
now
it
you
out.
gotta
Just
say
it.
it.
Come on.
I shouldn't
You
say
can't
it.
leave us on that cliff.
I might cut this out. So, like, Matt's idea was like they kill chickens on like a video, right? What if it's just like a live stream?
Just like chicken slaughter.
So bad.
That's family friendly, right?
Hey, and they could get away with that too.
It's just
They
like
can get away with that.
24/7.
Now hold on, Chris.
Gosh,
You were saying-
I'm cutting
you
that
were
out.
saying-
There's no way I'm leaving that in.
But you were saying, Chris, that it doesn't matter. The streaming could be a disaster, and Chick-fil-A could get away with it. Could they get away
Okay.
with that?
To a
No,
degree.
not-
I don't think they
Like-
can get away with that one.
So there is a limit.
Oh Lord.
You can get away with that. There's loopholes. You can get away with that.
Always been around.
24-hour live stream of our chicken slaughterhouse.
We're gonna do it anyway. Why not take a peek?
Maybe
That's-
that's like
Ooh.
the Adult Swim version, like the after hours on the streaming
Chick-fil-A
service.
at
Oh
night.
yeah, Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
at
at
night.
night.
Oh man,
Chick-fil-A
I mean,
on
there was
Sunday.
Robot Chicken, right? They could just rebrand that for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of is they should do like their own version of Peppa Pig or something. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Peppa Pig.
They'll probably
Go
do a
with the
bunch of
robot.
good
Peppa
shows.
Cow.
Peppa Cat.
They're just not even
Just
trying.
rip it off.
And they can get away with it because they're Chick-fil-A. Right?
That's what I'm looking
Exactly.
for. I want low effort parodies out of this. That's all I want.
They could.
Well,
They
they
could
got the
do a lot
13
of good
Reasons Why
ones.
guy to do it.
I really like.
Okay, which
The
season of
idea-
13 Reasons Why, though? Because the first one, I know it was controversial, but that one was actually like kind of good. And then the
Mhm.
show absolutely sucked after that.
So
So if it's like, oh yeah, I was the 13 Reasons Why producer of season 3 or 4, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
When everyone stopped watching.
whatever. Yeah.
They said they did an episode or a season of True Detective as well, and I'm wondering if that's the most recent season because I stopped watching because it was so boring.
Hmm.
But it doesn't even give their name.
Well,
so who
I guess we'll
knows?
find out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
I guess
I'm
we'll
willing
find
to spend a few bucks a month for like 1 month or do a free trial just to see what it's about. To be honest with you.
Oh, I'd love to just like watch a few things on it and just
Yeah.
destroy it on this podcast. We'll have to
Oh,
to
it should-
circle back to it one day.
The Chick-fil-A is owned by the Cathy family, whose independently managed trust helped out Trilliath Studios in Atlanta, Georgia.
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 Studio frequently works with Marvel and is where WandaVision, Loki, and Ant-Man were filmed.
I knew a lot of stuff got filmed in Georgia.
Yeah, wait, that actually makes a lot of sense now.
Because they're in Georgia.
Yeah, they're based out of Georgia. That actually, it's so funny. Like you dig into it, it's like, oh, well, that kind of makes a little sense, but it's still weird. But interesting.
There's going to
So
be
it
a
kinda
lot of
sounds like they just
chick
bought.
flicks.
Oh,
Wait,
chick
what?
flicks.
Chick flicks.
It's been a whole episode. and none of us
Gosh.
thought of that.
Can't believe that one got you, Chris.
It's just so bad.
Chris is like the worse the idea, the more I like it.
Yeah. Seriously,
The
though.
average hourly rate an employee is paid at Chick-fil-A is $13.43. I was
What?
paid $8.50 when I was
Wait,
at
are you
Chipotle or a Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
work.
Yeah, but that was pre-COVID.
University.
I was at the
Chick-fil-A.
university one too.
The local Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, let's hop down to the local Chick-fil-A.
That's life of a minister right there, just not getting paid what he deserves.
Wait, Chick Flicks is actually a good streaming service name. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta
It's-
hand it to him.
It's not really appealing probably to Chick-fil-A's core audience, but there's
They
something
probably
there.
love the fun.
I think it's a good like sub, section of the streaming service. Like have one section that's chick flicks in that genre.
It'll probably be on there actually.
And if it's like a
Anyway.
Hallmark, it probably will mostly be Chick Flicks.
And let's hope
Yeah.
there's a hot chick section too. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Am I
about.
right, fellas?
Well,
Yeah, I like how the two married men.
Jake
are
and I,
married.
yeah, I mean, we're married.
Dan,
not
that's more
not to
of a
each
you and
other,
me.
but
That's more of a you and me
Custody
thing.
marriage.
Since Chris and Jake decided to marry each other.
Yo. Yeah, when's the anniversary?
it's coming up.
This weekend.
It is coming up.
Yeah. I'm really gonna have to think hard about if I want to leave that live stream comment in.
It's a little dark, but I think it's very fun. think
I
it's
don't
very
personally.
fun.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I think people would know that you're not like actually advocating for that.
Yeah. Matt kind of was.
Matt's on the other hand.
Does anybody have something that they think is certified washed? Because I feel like I've said the last few. and
Certified washed. Can we define certified washed for people who may not know, like me?
Matt, take it away.
Yeah, certified wash is just like things that, maybe were popular and now they're not anymore, or maybe like, like a Fortnite certified washed, or like it could also be something that's just like dumb, like Dan's takes certified
Oh,
washed,
no,
like,
come on, man.
or something like that.
No way.
So there really is no. It's just something.
no
What were some more examples that we had?
Dan's was 21 Pilots.
Yeah, Jake,
Yeah.
you might appreciate this. I said 21 Pilots album Blurry Face. I used to love it in college. Upon listening to it again, I think maybe last month or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't
We
as
don't have
into
to
it
really
anymore.
dive into this one too much, but I'm just kidding.
AJR certified wash. Just kidding. That's
Sort
not
of.
Are you kidding though?
I vote pickled chips is certified washed.
Pickle chips is certified washed. This is not. I
Bro.
mean, this can go in. He has used his litter box 4 times. That now that I have been recording this podcast, I'm curious that I am in here recording this. And his
I thought you meant 4 times since you adopted him. I was like, wow. I
No,
mean,
no,
looks like-
It
looks like he
Only
needs
4
to be
times.
certified
Amazing.
washed. No, I'm just kidding. Not him. Not him.
Yeah, I'm more washed than he is.
Let's see.
I guess we're just
Colorado
pretty.
football certified wash.
True.
That is a good one.
Colorado football certified wash.
Jaguars.
Certified wash. They were terrible. I didn't even watch the game yesterday.
They like
It's not
lost at the
they're
very
certified
end.
wash.
They kind
I
of
know
threw.
the way they literally choked the game away. They didn't score a single point in the second half. Certified wash. Fumbling on the goal line. Certified wash.
I'm saying being married, certified washed. Stamp it. It's so outdated. It's outdated. I think it's
Antiquated.
a bunch of
I do not co-sign
posers.
to this.
Neither do I.
Oh yeah, I love you. No, you don't. What?
It's very edgy of you, Matt.
Matt,
There you go.
Matt, I feel like you were just doing a like talking head or whatever on the Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Something that Bryce would say.
Yeah, right.
It's like marriage. Oh, I love you. Yeah, no, you don't.
I don't know if I want to go into like the other topics I had because I feel like we spent a long time on the Chick-fil-A thing, which was good.
Yeah, yeah. We had a lot of
Um,
Chick-fil-A
That
time.
was the hot topic.
Right. So I guess another thing, we don't have to talk about this one for very long, but I know that this is very important to Dan. Very, very important thing. We're going back to the moon. Finally.
What? The
Did you
US
not
of
see
A
that?
going back to the moon?
Did you not see that?
Wait, was that on the list?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, my
Dan
gosh.
clearly did not read the list
I
because
skimmed it. My bad.
on the list I wrote, "We are going back to the moon." Period. Let Dan just talk about that for a few minutes because
okay, Chris, all right.
Dan
Sure you want
is
that?
kind of our conspiracy theorist of the group, at least when it comes to the moon.
At least when it comes to the moon. But you know what, Chris? You caused it. I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast or this was one of our other conversations.
I think it
but
was not on this. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm not necessarily a moon denier, but I just want people to know that the reason I was introduced to this topic was our boy Christopher Robbins over here. And
Let's
in college, you
go.
brought up, you just brought up randomly, like, can you believe that people actually believe we never went to the moon? I was like, dude, what the heck are you talking about? Who believes that? I had never heard of the conspiracy theory before. So I thought it was just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So then I started looking it up just to see why why people actually believe that. And I'm not gonna lie. Like as I was researching it,
It's
I'm
kind
like,
of sus.
dude, it's kind of sus. I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm completely committing to the not landing on the moon narrative, but it's kind of sus sometimes, man. It's kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie. And the biggest thing that semi convinced me, I'm not gonna say I'm fully convinced, but there's this documentary. I think it's still on YouTube.
Dan's downplaying his feelings towards us right now.
Yeah, I actually have an entire list of notes on all the reasons, like at least 500 reasons why we
13
didn't land on the
reasons?
moon. 13 reasons. Yeah,
Why?
the moon landing was my 13 reasons actually. But yeah, there's this documentary on YouTube called American Moon. Now I haven't watched it in years. I think it's like 4 hours long, but I think it's still on YouTube. So if you're ever bored, you know, you're just, I don't know, wanting to chill out, listen to something, just pull up that documentary. The reason I like this documentary is I think it's one of the only...
You're saying like, hey, are you bored? Well, you want to be even more bored? Like, let's watch.
Oh my,
this
come on, dude, man,
documentary.
come
Dang,
on,
Matt.
man. Nah, no, seriously,
Fully,
give it a chance.
Fully interrupting.
Just give it a
I
chance.
got him.
Don't knock it till you try.
Just
Matt, you're
Just
such a
cutting
born
him
again
right off.
menace.
I'm a born again menace, baby. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those, Dan. You gotta watch out for those.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Unreal.
I know.
Wait, that's a good Chick-fil-A show idea. Born Again
Again
Menace.
Born Again.
Oh,
Matt's the main character.
that's
He's
good.
wreaking havoc.
Hey. They
I
saw
like
you
it.
in a Shrek the Musical, and they wanted to hire you for your acting abilities.
Oh shoot. Sorry, I've just realized I was supposed to buy Shrek the Musical tickets.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming here where I am. The tour is coming here
nice.
on September 21st.
I've actually seen Shrek the Musical before with my parents back in the day.
Was it the one I
I
was
have
in?
to say, yeah, it was one you were in. You did a good job with. Anyway, back to the moon.
Yeah,
And actually,
Let's
the
go back to the
moon.
moon.
There's a scene in Shrek.
I'll
when
go ahead and
Donkey's
space
staring
out.
at the moon. When Donkey's staring at the moon, and he says, "What's that?" And Shrek says, "That's the moon." So, I think Shrek's in on the conspiracy theory. But yeah, the documentary is called American Moon.
Sure.
The reason I feel like it's a somewhat okay documentary is I think it's one of the only documentaries that isn't overly sensational. Because I feel like so many documentaries out there just make everything like this super sensational deal. It's basically just going through, all these different reasons that it's kind of sus. So I don't remember all the reasons. I just remember it being kind of interesting. So again, I'm not saying we never went to the moon, but I'm just saying if you look into it, it's a little sus. That's all I'm saying.
I used to work with a guy who was a genuine flat earther and didn't
I'm not going that far.
believe in the moon.
He just doesn't
like-
even think it's real.
No,
It's a
he
block of
he
cheese.
believes that the Earth was on a firmament, and that
Oh yeah.
the sun and the moon were just not projections, but I don't know. He was a real life maniac, that guy.
Nice.
projections even back in the AD or
Matt,
sorry,
I
BCs.
really couldn't tell you. This guy was insane. So
Invite him on.
he got confrontational with me one time. I told him
Really?
I don't know that I believe you on that one. I think it's pretty easily provable that the Earth is round. He was just like, just keep believing what they want you to believe. No, that guy was crazy.
Well, this is crazy what I'm reading right here. It says Artemis 2 crew. Artemis is the name of the ship the mission that's going to the moon. Artemis 1 is just going to be a flight or nobody's flying in it. It's going to be its own thing. Then they're flying in Artemis 2. They're actually sending people up there. And the controversy thing around it here is it says that each of the 4 members of the Artemis 2 crew is blind. So
Wait. Let's go back to the moon. Let's send a bunch of blind people there that sounds like a good idea.
Dan, what do you got against
believe
blind people?
what do you got against blind people? man?
Yeah, cut that out.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
blind
cut that
people
out.
deserve to go to the moon if they want to.
See, and that's proof right
oh.
there. That's proof right there that this is
No.
all fake, dude. There's
This
no way.
picture, no, they're just wearing sunglasses. They're not blind.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, there. So we're all good here.
You gotta be kidding.
Did you really believe me when I said that? That they were blind? What are you,
You never know,
crazy?
You out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind?
What are you crazy?
Hey, how many times
Yeah,
do you think we're gonna
I
say
didn't
that?
believe you from the jump, but
I was like, that doesn't really make sense.
God, you sold it.
Yeah.
God,
I
you
didn't
sold
really
that one.
think about it that much. I was just like, what? I don't know.
real Norm Macdonald style delivery on that one. Man.
Thanks,
Pretty good.
man. I've been watching a lot of Norm.
Yeah. So thanks for watching or listening, or not. This has been the Now We're Talking podcast. We will be going on the road next week, doing a live show in front of a live studio audience. In other words, Jake's cat will probably be there watching us.
Can you guys believe it? We've only done about 6 episodes, and we already have a
We're
live.
going on tour,
live
so
Going on
yeah.
tour.
If you want to sign up for the tour, follow us on MySpace, and links will be there. For
We're signing
Dan,
autographs.
yes,
Right? We're
yep,
signing autographs.
yep.
What, $10 each or what?
Right. Well, we're going to be
$25.
selling them too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've nailed down prices yet, but
Yeah. It'll
We're
probably
gonna
be
be paying. We're paying you to take our autograph. That's what we're doing.
right. Right.
That's the plan.
I don't remember that part of the meeting, but okay.
It's a good idea, though. All right. For Dan, Matt, Jake, and myself, thank you for listening. This has been the Now We're Talking Podcast, episode 5. Later.